Judge Aaron Hubbard, you've got some explaining to do. My God, this doesn't look good either, buddy. This petition that I'm holding in my hand right here is smoking gun evidence of obstruction of justice intending to deprive someone of their civil rights. And that would explain why Judge Aaron Hubbard is awfully silent after receiving felony allegations of conspiracy to commit murder and domestic terrorism under color of law, and he's not trying to defend himself in any way, shape, or form. So let's get into what that form is first. First off, it's a protection order request. A petition asking the court for protection because I feel like my life is in danger. I actually wrote that on there several times. This was denied without cause, without a hearing, and it never made it into any court case history, even though it's filed supposedly, received a case number, and was signed by a sitting judge. It just disappeared. It's like it never happened. The odd thing about this protection order is it alleged that I was under attack by the police because they had committed their own misconduct in tandem with my ex-wife's lies and were trying to cover it up. This was all said explicitly. My ex-wife had been attempting to swat me and was coming up with the pretext in order to try and kill me and finish the job. That was denied without a hearing, never allowed it to be heard, and then removed it from the court case history so there was no evidence of me ever asking for help so that they could follow through with their little plan on May 21st. This petition was filed May 14th, and I have an original copy that is stamped by the clerks. So the fact that it didn't make it into a court case history means that that is fraud upon the court and obstruction of justice, both at the federal and state level, committed by a sitting judge. So let's get into the paperwork a little bit. Here you'll be able to see that it is Keith Rackett, myself as the petitioner, with Jacqueline Nicole Rackett, the person who's been cooking up this entire scheme. The case number is labeled right there, but you'll never find it in the court docket, which is very weird, considering it has been signed by Judge Aaron Hubbard, supposedly May 14th, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. Notice here how the judge is saying that his denial is because it's legally insufficient and incomplete. Somehow me filing it after closing hours is enough for him to just say, screw it, you don't need protection, I guess, because it's after 6 p.m. That's not legal. And then they don't show any current emergency, which is absolute BS. Let's get into why that is, and exactly how much danger I was alleging. First little extra thing to note is that is the filing stamp from the Pinellas County 6th Judicial Circuit. That means it was accepted by a clerk 100%. It was supposed to be filed, but then scrubbed afterwards. First, we're getting into it right here with the initial incident that my ex-wife produced years ago. This is what made her a violent felon. If you go look up 2015 CR 6117, that will be a felony menacing plea with a real deadly weapon. Then we get right into more charges of hers out from Colorado, where she had gotten us both arrested by starting a fight and punching me in the face. More evidence of violence and continuing abuse. But that doesn't meet the threshold, I guess, with Judge Aaron Hubbard. Then we're going to get into the current danger here. This is all about the falsified reports and swatting attempts. This one alleges that she lied on the Baker Act form, falsified the report, and left out the fact that she's a violent felon against me with an ulterior motive for child custody reasons in order to weaponize the court. That's exactly what happened, and nobody's denying it now, but for some reason they were pretending like a violent felon was a credible witness for them, because they had to be. If they didn't count her as a credible witness anymore, then their entire pretext for everything they did fell apart, and the misconduct came to light no matter what. Now I'm stating here that this is happening still. I'm filing felony complaints with multiple agencies trying to get redress and help and protection for me and my daughter, but no one will do it. They said that there was no domestic violence ever present, but look at every box almost is filled. She has court convictions of violent felony crimes, plus a continuing pattern of abuse recognized by many, many people, and my own evidence pile I've collected against her over the years to protect myself. And this is the really damning part. In the extra addendum, I'm stating that no police will hold her accountable for the crimes that she committed for some reason. So will this judge protect me and my daughter? Apparently not. He was a serious part of the conspiracy moving forward, and his actions afterwards prove it. If this judge had followed the law and done his job properly, instead of trying to help his cop buddies cover up this crime and mount another attack, it never would have happened. There would have been court case history of me asking for help. So if they followed through with any violence after that, it would have looked extraordinarily fishy. But it does look fishy, Aaron, because I have the original copy asking you for help. You want to explain that one? You don't seem to want to. And the craziest part about this whole thing is he didn't just separate himself from the case after doing this whole thing and allowing them to try and commit murder, setting up the conditions to make it possible. He then took over the court case for the risk protection order in order to disarm me. He knew I sent him a protection order stating that the police were trying to kill me. He knew that he scrubbed it. He still chose to be the sitting judge on a protection order hearing in order to disarm me and remove all the weapons from my possession so that I wouldn't be able to protect myself. This was done in tandem with another judge named Delacope, who removed my child from me at the exact same time so that she wouldn't be present for their fourth attempt on my life. Tell me that doesn't sound like conspiracy to commit murder. My daughter and I are the first survivors of a state-sponsored act of domestic terrorism ever in this country. And why did it happen? Not because I was some revolutionary causing problems and breaking the law. It's because my ex-wife made a falsified report. They made a cop do something stupid, and then they had to cover up for him at all costs, had to protect Scott Reed at the expense of Keith Rackett's life. That seems to have flipped pretty hard on all you guys, hasn't it?